I would like to pronounce that we are deeply indebted to India for rendering invaluable support during our liberation war. We solemnly show our respect to the valiant members of Indian Armed Forces who joined, toiled, and shed their bloods for the great cause of our independence. As you know that, Bangladesh and India enjoy an inseparable bond that unites these two countries with common heritage and shared history. The corresponding relation between these two navies is also progressive and mutually beneficial. With that connotation, it would be a great experience to listen to Vice Admiral Bishwajit Das Gupta, Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief of Eastern Command of Indian Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Admiral Das Gupta.
Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, People's Republic of Bangladesh, Admiral M. Shaheen Iqbal, Chief of the Naval Staff, Bangladesh Navy, Chiefs of Navies, Heads of Delegations, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the Government of India and the Indian Navy, I compliment all ranks of the Bangladesh Navy on the very professional conduct of the International Fleet Review and congratulate Bangladesh on its Golden Jubilee year as an independent nation and also on the centenary commemoration of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of your nation and a great friend of India. It is indeed a fitting celebration, and we bring with us an assurance of lasting friendship and cooperation, being the closest neighbor to your west. ভারত এবং ভারতীয় নৌবাহিনীর পক্ষ থেকে বাংলাদেশ এবং বাংলাদেশ নৌবাহিনীকে জানাই অনেক অনেক অভিনন্দন ও শুভেচ্ছা। I know the language, I'm a Bengali myself. Very few nations in the world understand or realize the value of a friendly neighborhood. The history and geography of India has created for us several concerns regarding relations with some of our neighbors. In this backdrop, the strategic and friendly relationship between India and Bangladesh stands out like a shining beacon. Our cultural, historical, linguistic, and societal ties binds us in a very special way. These bonds were further forged in the crucible of fire of the Bangladesh Liberation War. As our democracies grow and mature, it is up to us to leverage these strong ties into mutual dividends for the well-being of our people. In earlier days, nations looked inward and were quite content to live and prosper within their own societies. The seas permitted nations to venture beyond horizons and enabled global trade and conquest, which in turn ushered in eras of colonization, exploitation, and untold misery upon unsuspecting countries across the world. All nations that were perpetrators of this unfortunate era of colonization were, without exception, maritime powers. And all nations so exploited had no maritime forces worth their name. Sea blindness has also been a very common disease the world over. We in India have suffered some very serious variants of this disease too for decades after our independence. Fortunately, in recent times, the significance of the seas has been realized, not just for its economic potential and other benefits, but also for the possibility of its use to the detriment of our national interests. Maritime forces are the only ones that can truly look beyond the horizon, and hence the theme of today's discussion is rather aptly chosen, when maritime forces from different parts of the world have come together for a joint celebration. The characteristics of maritime forces make them eminently suited as friend makers beyond the horizon. It is our experience in the Indian Navy that diplomatic relations between two nations that have a robust Navy-to-Navy component are stronger and more cordial than others. Several challenges that the world faces today are transnational, and most such challenges cannot be tackled by any one country alone. Piracy, maritime terrorism, illegal fishing, human, drug, and arms trafficking, climate change are examples of such transnational issues among several others. The geographical expanse of such activities, lack of maritime capability with smaller nations, and disregard for international laws and codes of conduct by some countries compound the challenge. Further, the larger the area of interest of a nation, the greater is the operational stretch. In terms of technological progress, many countries and even whole regions have fallen behind in the technology race. And once behind, they have never been able to close the gap. This is where friendships beyond the horizons find their salience. When nations and navies come together to tackle common challenges, learn from each other, leverage each other's strengths, mitigate each other's shortcomings, bridge training capability and technology gaps, and work together for the common good, everyone benefits in some way or the other. Talking about friendships, geography is a significant factor. When there is an immediate need, it helps to have a neighbor as a friend. Naval professionals will understand that in such times, a friend halfway across the globe is of little help. The tyranny of distance cannot be wished away. It is the difference between a friend who comes to your assistance physically when your chips are down and another who is like a virtual friend a few time zones away. Trust is another and perhaps the most important component of friendship. There are friendships that are all-weather and endure the test of time, and there are others that come with the phrase, conditions apply. Openness and clarity of intent signal the quality of friendship. The Indian Navy considers itself a benign, non-interfering, non-threatening, yet strong force for peace and stability in the Indian Ocean region. We believe in neighborhood first because we continually experience the pinpricks of hostile neighborhoods across some of our own borders. Our relationship with neighbors, therefore, occupies prime space in our national security calculus. It is my belief that the near horizon should always be priority number one, as reaching out to the far horizons depends a lot on economic power, strategic interests, and force capability. The Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative and India's maritime vision of Sagar, which means the ocean and stands for security and growth for all in the region, aims at creating and ushering such a free, open, peaceful, inclusive, and prosperous region that works towards common goals and works together to avoid coercion or conflict through acceptable rules-based orders and codes of conduct. We cherish our relationships with all friends across oceans and continents and trust that they will grow stronger in the coming years. India and Bangladesh, in my personal opinion, are not just friends. We are close relatives, unnaturally separated by force of circumstance. Once again, I express my gratitude to the Chief and all hands of the Bangladesh Navy for your warm hospitality, congratulate you on this historic occasion, and convey our deepest appreciation for so meticulously organizing a fitting celebration. Long live Indo-Bangla friendship. Joy Bharat, Joy Bangla.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring talk. Your views on securing sea for mankind and making good relation with among the littorals are well appreciated.